Hello, hello, hello. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. All right, looks like we have audio. Is this thing on? All right, looks like we're ready. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. You tuned in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming. Live on Twitch. And we're playing Farming Simulator 25. And we're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps in Farming Simulator 25. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and checking me out. And without much further ado, we're just going to hop right into it. First of all, let me just go ahead and be straight up front. I haven't had much time for preparation before tonight's stream, and I have not been doing much really since the last stream in Farming Simulator at all, so I'm not entirely sure where I left off at. I'm coming in very cold tonight, so I'm going to have to kind of catch up and kind of get up to speed real time. I know when we left off, we were kind of focusing on getting our capital projects done at the expense of not tending to the animals every day. And it looks like that's kind of where we're at. I think when we last left off, we were kind of supplying the sawmill so we can get some more of the lumber that was required for the capital projects done. So let me see here. We go to the sawmill where we're at. All right, yeah, we got 95% on our wood. We have a few stumps that we need to grind. I guess we can start off real quick by just going ahead. All right, John Deere, let's go just grind up those stumps real quick, and then we'll put some more trees down so we'll be ready to resupply the sawmill with some more lumber as we'll go through that 95% wood pretty quickly with this sawmill and the way it's the rate at which it produces wood pallets, which is pretty doggone fast. So, and if you remember how we started out in this series, man, it was like we were waiting forever for the sawmill to put out our lumber pallets, man. That issue is a thing of the past. It seems like almost like we're getting so much wood produced so much now. It's like that. Yeah, it almost makes you want to wonder if that ever really happened, you know. Got to turn around here. First is we're gonna stump grinder. We're gonna try to grind up stumps here. I'm trying to do this the cheap way, and hopefully I won't spend a bunch of money to get these stumps grinded out of the way. But sometimes these stumps for these trees can be super temperamental. Because stump grinding, especially with this conventional one here, just have to find a sweet spot. There it is. Oh, and when you hit it, it's like crystal, it's gone. Until you hit that spot, it's like pulling teeth. Alright, let's see if these others will be as cooperative. Alright. Alright, I had it for a second, but then it just decided it wasn't happy anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do better. I'm gonna have to spend some money on a stump grinder, because this right here is not gonna do it for us, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's just really weird how this thing works too. It's like that, like, you know, and it really, when you put it down the stump, it should just, you know, kind of do its thing, and you don't have to sit here and finesse it. But yeah, here we are. Crazy, guys. Look. This is trying my patience. And I'm not a very patient type of person when it comes to stuff like this. Okay. Like stump grinder, stumps to grind, period. Not have to be in a certain specific spot to grind. Crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with a different stump grinding solution. Even though we don't have to do this often, this is way too annoying and time consuming for something that should only take a few seconds. None of this makes sense, my guy. And you're literally having to find a magical spot, but when you touch it, the entire stuff will disappear. It's so ridiculous in concept and application. Okay, why is this thing acting like it's stuck in the mud right? That's not adding to my enjoyment right now. Alright, look at it. See how crazy that is, guys? Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, right? So, after all that effort and time, it's just not like those trees, that particular type of tree. Alright, we got it. Finally. I'm gonna park the stump right in the back, so. Let's go. Stump grinder in the shed, but I don't know why I'm leaving it out in the open here. Not like we have any other equipment in the shed, right? Stump grinder here for when we need it. Until we decide to upgrade to a different type of stump grinder. So we have a large tractor now, so we could purchase the other more efficient industrial style stump grinders. There's that. Alright, so let's see what we want to get into next. Animals are kind of running low on supplies in some areas, but I don't think now is the time that we want to address that. So what we do, I believe we can just go ahead and advance to the next day Let me check crop calendars and different little things like that, though, to make sure I'm not missing anything. In February, we'll be up for cotton. Uh, I know we want to plant a root crop of some sort. I think we're good now, though. So let's hop over to the farmhouse. Where am I? All right. So let's go sleep. All right, and it's a new day, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And first thing first, before we hop into some other stuff, remember our focus is to see. We just earned an achievement. I don't know for what because it doesn't tell you that. You just see what the achievement says. Yeah. And this is what the playground is looking like. It's coming along slowly. It still looks like we're more constructing the areas that we need to construct more than it coming together per se. You just kind of see the bottom, what looks like the bottom portion of a boat looking facility there, man. This playground on the edge of a cliff is just mind-boggling to me. Like this is really an area where you want children playing at. But I digress. Yes. All right, so we are going to need another 7,319 7,300 and some change wood beam, and we currently have a supply of 3,313. So basically, we need a little around at least around 4,000 wood beam. Playground is very much amply supplied with planks and long planks and planks right now. But if we, I guess, kind of meander over to the sawmill, we can kind of see what our situation is there. Wrong building, sawmill is here. And this is our situation at the sawmill. We got a little bit of everything ready to go. But the priority right now needs to be pulling the wood beam pallets. So we'll go ahead and pull the wood beam pallets and go ahead and get those loaded up. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I'm doing this all backwards. I thought it was ready to go, so I could strap it down. I never did strap it down before I started moving again, so I disturbed the other one. Straighten that one out a little bit. Oh well, it doesn't need to be perfect. All right. And that's all we got is 2 wood beam right now, and that's the only thing that's really being demanded. Okay, checking to see where we're at. So do we want to go ahead and tint the animals? Let's take a peek at, see how they're doing. Uh, yeah, they're food, chickens, slurry, straw, still 203,000 base food. I guess we can go one more day without messing with them per se. On the crop side of things, what are we doing here as far as our crop situation? Growth. Hmm. And with our grass, I got to do some testing because I didn't understand. Based on some information I read online, I guess there was an update to the grass, the way grass and the grass growth system in Farming Simulator 25 in the last game update, a game patch. And apparently now the if you let grass grow to its full, almost mature growth state, the yield is I want to say it's almost double. So what I need to test is whether or not uh, if you grow your grass that way, it's going to limit how many grass harvests you have a year. Right now, the way I've been running grass is I've been running it where you harvest it as soon as it hits ready to harvest, and that way I can get 4 total harvests in a year. But what I need to test is if I let the grass grow to its full growth state, how many harvests can I get in a year? I'm thinking it's probably going to be maybe 2 or 3, but I got to test that a little bit before I decide which way I want to play in the game. But definitely that would give me more time to do other stuff where I don't have to micromanage the grass as much throughout the year, and I can focus on doing other things around the map, depending on what I have going on, and not have to worry about every couple of months having to do a harvest. But what I need to do is just kind of test because if I plant and I have got grass down the first available month after uh, winter, um, let's see, I think you won't we'd have to harvest in March, I think. Well, I say I got to test it though and figure out exactly how I want to work that. I really need to do some very extensive testing of grass harvest, the whole grass harvest system, so I have a more absolute ironclad understanding of how it works now. So off camera, I need to set up a test map and go through some cycles and some seasons and see how that whole thing works now. Um, all right, where are we at? Looking at the crops, the growth state. All right, the wheat crop is growing. Barley's growing. So it looks like we're good there. I guess I want to look at planting, and the only thing we can do in February is cotton. We're not doing cotton, so the root crops like the sugar beet and all that won't be. Um, Actually, we could do sugar beet in March, so we could definitely, because red beet won't be available to April. But if we choose to do sugar beet, we can plant sugar beet next month, along with oat, peas, poplar, potatoes. But I think we're going to stick with doing sugar beet. I think so. We'll switch up from red beet, which is what we had on field 8 previously. We had red beet. We're going to switch that field up to sugar beet, and that will be our root. This 8 will be our root crop field for now. There was one other thing I wanted to work on too that I'd been contemplating off camera, um, but I didn't have the time or the money or the resources to play with it. With our farm, our farm has enough money now, so now we can kind of delve into that, and I think we will. We won't make a lot of money from it, but let's go ahead and address this situation over here with the over here by field 2. Let's go visit it. Over here by field 2, we have a cement factory, and there's this whole situation right here where you have a dredging boat that I guess dredges stuff out of the river, or stones out of the river, or whatever this is, and it comes through this piping system here, and it dumps the stones here. And these are like, I guess, like free stones. I don't know if it was designed that way by giants, but that's if this was on purpose or it was by accident. But this is a source of, I think, free stones. I don't know if they changed anything with this in recent patches. I actually probably should have read up on that as well, but I don't think they have. But what I was testing, what I had tested previously before some of the patches, was setting up a conveyor system or something that would move these stones to the cement factory, and then the cement factory would produce product from those free stones. So before we do this, I'm going to go ahead and save the game, just in case something has changed with recent patches and I was not made aware of it. And we can kind of walk that back real quick. We're going to go ahead, I think, and purchase the cement factory. And we just bought unlocked another achievement that I didn't know we were going to get there. That's cool. So we now own the cement factory, and these are the productions in there, and everything is inactive now, but we can produce cement brick, cement bags, roof plate. And, roof plate was one of the inputs for the grain elevator museum, but we ended up purchasing that from the shop because we didn't have this production going before we started, before we reached that point in the process of the grain mill or grain elevator museum repair. So we just went ahead and ordered that stuff from the shop to kind of speed those things up just a little bit. But what we are going to do here now, I think that this is going to be our big experiment tonight. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and we didn't have a chance to do it before we got so deep in the series, but I'm going to do it tonight, I think. All right, let's go to the shop. And we want to go, I don't remember what category it's under. No. Is it under auger wagons? No. It is under, no. I have to remember what category they're under now. Miscellaneous. I know it when I see it. Systems. Excavators, that's under forestry. It's not under forestry. There, under belt systems. All right, and we got some modded ones now, so we actually have some different options with what we can do here. But I think should be cutter. We're gonna go with these two guys. Yeah, it's been so long since I tested, I forgot which one I need now. I think we'll try this one first. We'll lease it. Do we want to lease it first, or do we just want to go buy it outright? $38,000 to buy it outright. But we'll buy it outright. If we screw it up, we can always sell it back at a loss. But we got enough money now where we can kind of weather a few storms here and there. All right, so we'll go ahead and buy this bad guy. And let me go send a tractor to Virginia. Well, I'm kind of going to figure this out real time now. I know I've tested it off camera, but it's been a while. But let's go ahead and do the teleport you to the shop just to speed it up a little bit because we are live. So let's reset you to the shop. Because we already know how to drive. I know how to drive to the shop, so I don't need to take you guys through that. And because we're live and I can't do cuts and jump cuts and all that, we'll just do a little teleportation thing and just that's our version of a jump cut. All right, so let's bring this over to that location, to the cement factory that we now own, which is another new production for us. And hopefully, if I didn't mess this up, you'll see what I'm angling at here in just a few minutes. Over this way. Oh, okay, that was a bad left turn flag. Crash counter +1. Alright, so here we go. Now if I didn't screw this up, you should now be able to turn you off the tractor. You should be able to hop into this. Turn it on. Start the engine, so to speak. Alright, I want to extend this unit out as far as it will go. All right, there it is. And now if we set this up properly, that should automatically be distributing the stones to a cement factory, and that looks to be working. And so with that in mind, we know we have the stones now, and we could go over here to first. Let's change the output mode to selling for these because we won't be storing any of these materials. And we can now activate these productions, and we should at some point in the not too distant future be producing cement brick, cement bags, and roof plate. And I'll be back to check on it in the future. But it looks to be self-sustaining. But I guess just given the proximity of that liming station to those stones, I guess that's still not an issue though, because those stones could be used to make limes as well. This lime is delivered the downstream product from limestone, a derivative of limestone, I should say. I guess is the term I was trying to spit out and lost my train of thought on there. But anyway, look at that lone tree here by himself, looking all odd and whatnot. And there's our soccer ball that won't go away. Of course, wherever you move it, it always pops up back in that area. All right, so now we can get back to our other business at hand. All right, so we now have a new production cement factory that's going good. So let's go back to our capital production projects. We did not check to see what the grain elevator museum was in demand for right now, so let's go visit it. And right now, the grain elevator museum is demanding wood beam and planks, and we have the supply of planks already, so we don't need to bring any planks here. And we have the supply of the wood beam, so it's going through those materials right now, so we don't need there's no deliverables that are needed at the grain elevator museum project yet. All right. Kind of went in the space cadet mode for a second there. All right, so Grand Island Museum is good. Playground is still holding for additional wood beam, and that will be all it will need. As for our animals, okay, it's going to drive me nuts not taking care of their needs, and probably now that we have a little bit of money, we might even want to shore up our production chains with some resources to get those out of hiatus until we can kind of do like a catch crop and then have our productions catch up with their crop cycles. But because once that wheat, we get that wheat field going, though, I hope we shouldn't have any more situations where we run into these long time droughts. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tend to the animals now. So let me just turn around. And let's go grab our handy dandy dump trailer. I guess technically that was another crash, so crash counter +2. Alright, so let's go grab our materials. So first we'll start with the barley, 23,000 liters there. Sure that's all full. Tip side should be in the back. That's what causes the least problems for us as we feed the chickens. Beep beep coming through. There's that. Then we're gonna back up and drop off some barley. And that will take care of our chickens. The chickens only have one input, and that's just they just need their chicken feed. So they're always going to be certain, pretty much straightforward. Alright, so our next crop. Okay, why is it being temperamental now? Let's pull out and pull back in because the silo's being a little bit temperamental. Alright. Grass. All right, crash counter +3. All right. So we're gonna this time make our way over to our sheep and goats. Make sure we have the tip to either left or right. I think the obvious answer will be right. So we got the grass for our sheep and our goats. Make sure we did dump it right after. Sometimes my brain goes bit of blank on that. Okay, all that just to drop that little droplet of grass and keep it moving. All right, so unload our grass. And my next crop will be straw. Straws for the cows. The pigs have plenty of straw in their facility. We just need to drop off some straw for the cows, and that should take care of their needs for right now. Got 10,000 liters of manure. You can pick that up. Then bring that over to our BGA. Okay. So, fertilizer, pig food. Yeah, pig food. Okay, that's we're out of pig food. Alright, so we gotta just straight up buy pig food. Alright, so $27,000 worth of pig food. Hold on a moment. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the pigs are, that's all the pig food, but I don't know if that's enough to pull, so we gotta buy another load of pig food. It's another 27K probably. Yeah, I guess that's the result of when you wait too many days to feed the animals. Next up, we TMR. And tip side should be right as well. Okay, it looks like that's everything. So the cows still are demanding more total mix ration, so we got to resupply TMR, and we get that from the fermentation silo. And get the killer to cooperate. Total mix ration. Oh, crash counter +4. I'm all wins tonight. Top off our TMR and then put this, dump the rest, all of it back into the main farm silo. Alright, so that's everything as far as the animals are concerned at the moment. so we can kind of park that trailer. We won't be needing it at the moment, but there was a couple of things I did forget, so let's go ahead and address those now, starting with with the milk and the slurry. So let's go ahead and do those two things real quick. Milk is only 1,837 liters. Guys really aren't producing a lot of milk out there. All right, we gotta unload our milk. All right. And then our buffalo milk. Just to supplement that a little bit, we're gonna buy some buffalo milk. I'm just curious to see how much it will cost me, given I spent $27,000 per load on that pig food. For $82,000, yipes! Pretty expensive. We're working on supplying our productions, and so hopefully we should turn that around into profit momentarily. And if buffalo milk was $282,000, what will regular milk cost us? That's only 56,000. So regular milk is not anywhere near as expensive as buffalo milk. That's very interesting. All right, we got the milk done, and so now we can address the slurry situation. Got 18,000 liters of slurry here. And another 8,029 liters of slurry here. All right, and then we're going to drop off our slurry. Then we're going to buy some to supplement this as well. I don't want to overshot though because we did move the milk, didn't we? Well, let's see. Oh, looks like we overshot just a little bit, didn't we? Let's puts us in a holding pattern for that liquid trailer. At least until we get the rest of the slurry out of it. Alright, so let's just park here until it finishes unloading. And there's one thing I missed in terms of animal supplies as well, and I'll use this trailer for that. Once again. On the manure, we can 1,000, 7,000, 50,000. All right, let's go ahead and max this thing out. So let's just grab as much manure as we can. call tonight my struggle episode. 35 out of 75, so another what, 23? Just trying to get these production chains cooking, so to speak. Yeah, here's going to be the interesting part. We're going to try to get our grain production going too. So we're going to do the controversial and very expensive proposition of buying some materials for it. 9,000 out of pocket there. Wheat. So multi-grain production. I've lost track of how many crashes that's been tonight, man. It's been a struggle. This yard is very tight, so it's not unprecedented that we've run into situations here and there. Okay, why did the option to dump not appear? That's going a bit too slow for me there. We want to kind of jump start that production like we did the fermentation silo. So what I'm going to do here, and this actually should give us an opportunity to boost our profits across the board. So we'll do some shopping and some selling. And we'll kind of shuffle the money around between two different areas. We'll work on selling some of our TMR and digestate and what have you. That's what we'll do. So my idea here is this first. I'm going to jump to the shop. All right, and in the shop, we're going to grab one of the Colossus trailers. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. Titan trailers, I guess, out of the Colossus track pack, and we wanted to the unrealistic capacity of 250,000, and no other setting but that. And actually, let's go ahead and just buy one, and we'll have it for when we need it for whatever situation presents itself. and we can come back and make adjustments to it accordingly some other time. All right, lights on. I forgot to have my beacons on while I was on the road. Been in violation all evening. All right. Now we're about to put this thing in overdrive, so let's get some wheat. And this is probably going to be close to breaking the bank, but we won't have to worry about it for quite some time. We should only need to do this once, and by the time in theory, by the time everything catches up, our field will be growing and harvested, and we'll be producing our own wheat, so we won't have to do that anymore or do anything similar to this anymore the rest of the time on this playthrough. And just to counteract what we just spent, theoretically, I should now be able to go over here and grab. Actually, we had some red beet we needed to sell too. Go to our prices screen real quick. Red beet is best to sell in November, December, January, and February, which we're still in February. And all right, that's good to know. So our first objective will be to sell some red beet. Or all red beet with this trailer. $178,000. So while that's doing that, let's see what our best sell point is. 81. 2 spots that are 81, and that's Goldcrest Valley at a grain barge terminal. So it looks like it's grain barge terminal 01. Alright, so next stop is the Grain Barge Terminal 1. Let's see if we can set our driver up to drive us there. Where is Grain Barge 01? Actually, we should be able to do a job here with that. All right, let's see if we get something figured out. All right, we're rolling. All right, that's how it looks from inside the cab. All right, we're getting super close to where we need to wrap this thing up for the night. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in, checking me out. My apologies for the struggles tonight. I've been kind of fading in and out here, unfortunately. Kind of I didn't know I was that tired today, but it's been one of the rougher episodes. But you can tune in to another episode of Bose 831 Gaming, live on Twitch, playing Farming Simulator 25 on the Riverbend. You've been playing on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps in Farming Simulator 25. And I'm Bose 831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, so on and so forth. Wherever it is you're running across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The only way I can get better is with your feedback, and your feedback is appreciated. So let me know what you like, let me know what you love, let me know what you know, but either way, let me know. Episodes of my Twitch live stream series I typically uploaded to my YouTube channel, are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. If that's where you're catching up on my content, same thing applies there. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The way I can get better is with your feedback, and again, it is appreciated. Alright, so we're on the way to the Grain Barge Terminal now to sell our red beet and in theory make some money back from the money we spent purchasing wheat for the multi-grain production facility. While that's going, also we can kind of take a meander over at the multi-grain production to make sure, okay, yeah, all of the subsequent productions are active and should begin being operational now that they are supplied. So. Alright, so we're almost there. We're almost out of time. Okay, those things coincide, right? And the train's gonna mess it up, isn't it? Of course. see how we come out financially, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. All right, that's made a profit of $67,935 per sold product, and there it is. So we made a lot of our money back on what we just spent on purchasing the grain. So that's a wash. We'll take that all day. And that's where we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in, checking me out. Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch on Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs, and we are out of here. Catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.